Ayesha Khuele. I am 20 years and I am a learning artist, so basically I'm an amateur in the film industry. I grew up in Mafeteng. I went to school in Kingsgate Primary and Kingsgate High School, and currently I'm studying digital film and TV production at Limpopo University. I got into the movie industry in 2018 when I enrolled into Limpopo University. But before that, I was just an actress, you know. I just wanted to act. I just wanted to be a television star, not realizing that I have potential to be a filmmaker, not just being in front of the camera looking pretty and everything. But I have potential to be telling stories. So that's just basically. Okay, the first person who was mentoring me was Makalang. I first worked with him. He's basically the one who introduced me in the film industry. From there, I've been working with a lot of people who I look up to, and just a lot of people, so I won't even mention names. The first film that I've done, I was an assistant producer. It was my first time being on a film set. I've always been on commercial sets, I've always been on promo sets, but it was the first time that I've been on a film set, and I was an assistant producer. And I can say I learned a lot. And that is where I found my passion. I was doing producing, but I fell in love with directing. I really fell in love with directing and writing because of the person who was doing it. I look up to her a lot, even today. Yeah. And then the second one, I ventured into acting, where I was casted as the main character for the film Wigano. And I definitely blew them away, you know. That was like one of the biggest breakthroughs of my career, because they were able to post the film on YouTube, and then everyone was watching me like, oh, Ayesha, you're so good in acting. I can't wait to work with you. I want to work with you. I started getting texts from people whom I look up to telling me I'm so good. I'm like, really? This person I look up to and they're telling me that I'm so good? It blew me away. And from there, I've been writing films. I wrote Setepe, I wrote It's Time, and then I wrote Mudisana and several other films like Sekhameti. Yeah. So Mudisana is like my baby, the one that I am trying to raise, I'm trying to mold into being a comfortable human being. I wanted to be a comfortable human being. It started small. It started with just an idea, and I didn't know that it's going to be so huge, which scared me a lot. I wasn't expecting that at all. It was just a practical thing. So Mudisana is the first film that I wrote and directed. It's the first film that I went to set and say, I'm going to my film set, you know. I'm going because I'm the one who initiated the whole thing. I'm the one who wants to do this. Well, with the help of a company that was helping me. It was the first time that I write something and then it gets approved and I have to direct it. So we went to shoot Mudisana. I think it was 7 of us, just one character, and the rest was the crew, because all of us were amateurs by then. But I'm still an amateur. We went there and we shot the film, we edited the film, and we submitted the film to Lesotho Film Festival. And surprisingly, it got nominated, which was a huge thing for me, because as a learning artist, when things like that come, you get so excited. Oh my God. And my producer, my executive producer, started taking it internationally, started submitting it internationally. And I think in about a month after it was nominated at the Lesotho Film Festival, it was announced that it is nominated in Wako Family and Faith International Film Festival in USA. Yo! I was so excited. And I couldn't believe everything that was coming. And then from there, I started getting nominations, like, you know, it was It was overwhelming for me. I wasn't expecting it. Mudisana was just something, maybe I can say it was just a practical film that I wanted to do, but it did wonders. And I started receiving nominations from England, Portugal, and recently it got a nomination in Broadway Film Festival in LA, Los Angeles. So it's still getting nominations left, right, and center. And for me, it's a big thing. It's a huge thing. So it doesn't end there. It's a very short film, a very, very short film. But I have an idea of making it big, which I am already onto it. I am already writing scripts, with the help of Ntate Mosaze and other people as well. So he's helping me a lot to come up with ideas, since he has this historical knowledge that I would like Mudisana to be incorporated with. Yes. I don't think it was a bit of a challenge, haholo, to find a location, because I already had a location in mind when I wrote the script, and we didn't even go for location scouting with my team. I just said, you know what, we're going to shoot a film. Okay, I wrote the script on on Wednesday, and we shot the film on Friday. And I just told them, okay guys, let's just do this. We're going to Sehlabeng, we're going to be shooting this film. Okay, we just went there and we shot everything. But I think one of the biggest challenge was transport. No, not transport as such, but money. We didn't have any money to shoot that film. So we had to be walking to Sehlabeng, or we had to be walking from Sehlabeng, because my producer organized a car for us in the morning to go there, but in the afternoon we had to be walking from Sehlabeng to town. Yo. Yeah, so I think those were the only challenges. And being first-time filmmakers also, we had to be struggling with camera work, sound, how are we going to do this, editing, who's going to edit, how are they going to edit. But it came out absolutely beautiful. Who I work with, I have my two people who I work with, who is Refile and Kinewe. I love to work with them. I love to work with them a lot. And I think one other person is Ntate Mosas. He's one person who has been constantly by my side and who is constantly helping me with everything that I need. Yeah. The competition is very high because everyone is trying to prove their mark, or everyone is trying to leave their mark. But it takes uniqueness and confidence to make it out, you know? Not that I made it out or anything. There's still filmmakers who don't know me, who don't know my work, who don't even know that I exist. But I know a lot of people who I look up to locally, and I think they're doing an amazing job when it comes to film. Because as a filmmaker, I don't want to say one is good and one is whack. You're trying to do something that somebody else has already done, you know? When you come up with something, it's not new to us. We do not have the drive in us to say we want something new. We do not have cooperation amongst ourselves that I would like to work with this one, I would like to work with this one. Instead, we judge each other. We judge each other that, no, I cannot work with that one because what. And we do not have an assisting ability that I can help her or I can help him do this because I think I'm better than her or something. So I think that should come to an end in this industry. If I am Ayesha and I'm known to be a very good actress, and then someone says, hi Ayesha, I want you to be my extra in the film, and then I decline that because I think I'm being given a small character, I don't have to do that. I believe in helping other people where I can, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to need their help. Well, as for the government, I don't want to touch on that because I don't know what the government has done. But for the private sectors, they're showing much interest in the craft that we as filmmakers are doing. You will find that if you need sponsors or if you want to do something, the first people that you go to are the private sectors. those people will help you because I think they believe, or they are able to see our dreams, and we can exchange help here and there. They give me what I want and I'll give them what they want, which for me now currently is publicity. It's a bigger market. I can make adverts for them. I can make them known. I think now what I'm looking forward to is to finish school. Is to finish school at Limkokwing, and I think that is what I want to achieve so far, and keep producing a lot of short films, because it takes practice to be a good filmmaker. And then maybe if things go according to plan, I still want to go to school again. I still want to be knowledgeable. I want to stop saying I'm an amateur. I want to say now I am confidently a professional filmmaker. I always believed I could change the world. I always thought by the age of 20, I will be something big, or Lesotho will be a different place for us entertainers, not just the film industry, but the entertainment industry as a whole. But growing up, you realize that you cannot do things on your own. You cannot. Even if I got nominated 6 times internationally or what, still nobody's doing anything about it. I just hold those titles. They're not going to fit me. They're not going to put food on the table. They're not going to clothe me. They're not. What I would like to see is change. I want entertainers to be taken seriously, which I don't know when will it happen, or what should we do so that it happens. I don't know. But the policymakers of this country, I think they're turning a blind eye on the entertainers. As much as they need them, they don't need them. They don't. They call us for their shows, they want us to be that perfect beings, and then they don't pay us. What are we going to eat? And I would really love to see more filmmakers collaborating, making films, making cultural related films, because that is my side. I want to make films that tell our culture as Basotho. Not, when I mean culture, I don't mean blankets, sticks, and I want films that tell how Basotho people are living, or how Basotho people used to live, the different lifestyle changes, the evolution of everything. I love telling those kind of stories. In my line of work, I'm not interested in awards or anything. I do not want an award. If I get an award, it would be because, well, they think I deserve an award. What I do is I love telling stories. I love entertaining people, because you might get an award judged by the panel of filmmakers who think your film is great in cinematography, it's great in writing, it's great in what, and then you don't entertain the audience. The audience don't get anything. So I just love telling stories. I want to change people's lives through my stories. I wanted to be an actor, an actress, but now I'm doing both acting and filmmaking. I'm writing a story and I'm directing a story. I'm giving life to the characters. I can create a person and kill a person. It's so fun for me, Yeah. So I'm not entertained by awards, or I'm not blown away by awards. I am blown away by the recognition that I get. When I did something good and then I get recognition for that, it's like, this is so good, I understand this, and it changed my life, or your journey, Ayesha, is changing my life. I think that satisfies me. I would like to thank first Vision Street director. I would like to also thank Ntate Motaung, who is my lecturer at Limkokwing University, and Ntate Mosase, who is my lecturer also at Limkokwing University, and my close father figure. Yes. So, and my mom as well. I would like to thank my mom and God for always having my back.
My name is Makalang Mokere. I was born and raised at Old Europa. Ke kgola, my background in terms of education, ke ile Limpopo, and then I went to South Africa. I came back at Limpopo, and then I attended together with I also did a short certificate of film industry of film, that is from National Film and Television School from London. Yeah, that is basically. I got in the industry 2012 from high school. I had interest looking at television in general. Then I loved with research. It changed a lot. So after high school, I couldn't do anything except TV and film industry. So that's when I started doing course okay, locally, I honestly don't. I think I inspired myself. There are some people that I look up to currently, but then abroad, I got inspired Cabo most of Denzel Washington, and most of them really actor, but I'm not into acting. I'm into producing and directing. So I looked at their lifestyle, how they live, and so I wanted to do a change. I work with Michael Motawu mostly. Ibilekiana, my mentor, and Nzukunyani, Khawelo Lepema, that is locally. Yeah, almost everybody who's in the industry. I work with everybody. Okay, back in 2014, it wasn't actually my production. I was part of the productions South Africa, and I came back in 2015. I started doing a TV commercial for LTV. That was the one for 50 years of independence. I did it, and then after that, I started working with few producers to do their pilots. Then I started focusing on film. I did my first film in 2018, that was Slip of the Myth, which actually challenged me a lot. But that was my first official film. Then later on, I did Away, which did not, if I may put it in the right way, did not see the light. But then, yeah, those are my film productions. How we may put it, there is a lot of competition, there is a lot of potential. The only problem to do our own productions, we don't shoot for the sake of it, you understand? So but as much as we love seeing productions, but we don't take time to share the market of so we just do inspired mostly by the film it's international stories international, so we don't focus a lot on films which is actually challenging. So in terms of potential, we have a lot of potential, we have a lot of competition, but in terms of storytelling, we still have a long way to go. We don't have financial support when it comes to the film industry. We also don't have a platform. I have learned to the cinema. We no longer have a cinema. Leading is about the local homes, so we don't have our local TV also doesn't support the film so it's a huge challenge for now. Where do we play our films? Who buys our films? Because we just give each other got the flesh, so there is no gaining. It's a bit difficult because I know that there is a private sector competitive diversification project, which is meant to support the likes of films locally. But then, how do we get access to that? It's where the problem is. In terms of the government in general, what can they do? Because for a long time, how do we get access to finances? So what I would encourage the government should actually invest in the film industry. They should invest in terms of how do they help? What we can do. The government should have funding, just like in South Africa we have NFVF, whereby they are investing a lot in the film industry, and they're also going to gain. So the Minister of Tourism, which is the one that is responsible, if they could maybe even 10 million, that's not much, just to set the few productions. Then later on, how does it work? Because we also have unemployment, so, but we have finally interesting. If you look at the film industry, it's too big. So everybody's interested in it, but you look at it alone, you can't actually focus. I am a filmmaker, but when you look at what I'm doing right now, I'm sitting in an office. Understand? It's because I cannot actually say I'm leaving what will about the film. The film background guy doesn't actually help me in terms of what I'm actually doing. But when you look at it, it's a bit challenging. It's a bit challenging because you need to live with our pillar, you need to have power P. So it doesn't actually help. In terms of the private sector, they are investing. So when you're investing, you are also expecting something in return. So unless we as filmmakers decide how are they going to gain out of the film, because if normally it's credit, about credit at the end of the film. So motor hands are 20,000, 30,000 high, and then you get credit. Most at it's a bit challenging. So you have to think of it as entrepreneurs. If I give you money, what are you going to gain in return? So since we don't have a platform, how never can invest on all? But if you know, you would have a local cinema. At the end of the day, how get our shoot that people are going to watch it. Then you know investor because if you promise them a slot for branding, how you know people will be watching it. So it's really part of advertisement. So it's a bit difficult. The private sector should also be engaged. What we gain out of the film. And we are just producing for fun, let me put it. That's why we produce for the Film Festival mostly. And then there is a lot of competition. It's not actually helping yet. I do have 2 films actually. I was supposed to do one before the end of this year. One in Italy, whereby we're going to collaborate with some of South African actors. Unfortunately, Corona happened, so I had to think locally, then hitting, but it's still going to happen. And the other one actually is for next year as well. So I have 2 films that I'm actually planning to do. Honestly, we have potential. We have raw stories, if I may put it, a lot of talent. The actors they are raw, but they are naturally, born actors. The only problem is risk. And for as filmmakers, what risky, how may I put it? About before they actually get into the film industry, but I'm criticism. yona re thusang in most of the cases. How ngola script se fe motho mong a se bale a se criticize, then o se fe mong hape. The same thing applies ka di film tsa rona. How mpitse in your set ke tlo bala maikutlo as a filmmaker, but it doesn't mean hore ha ke rate ntho e etsang, you understand? So I we see things differently. So vision ya tla ba different from my vision, but at the end of the day you are the one who is in charge. How do we try to work together, because that's what the problem is. And another thing, people love directing. Everybody loves to be a director, but at the end of the day it's a bit difficult because it takes a vision. It's the most difficult job of the industry. So Motremo can come up with the story, and then Hakatawali a story doesn't mean necessarily a film has a. So normally what we do is we come up with stories, and then so to take a story, to make it a screenplay, and to make it a film at the end of the day, are very broad. And ohlokang batho ba itjetsitseng ebile ba moyalang hore ba tle ba thusa at the end of the day. So everybody loves the title director. That's the reality. I want to be fair, because Hasimoto Molemele director. We are. I consider myself still growing. I used to be a directing again. Now I'm actually a director. As much as kana to but how many awards do you have? But if you're looking at winning Oscar, like you say, you have to each and every day. Feeling me how winner. And like I said, mentor. Choose when you're doing things the wrong way and the right way. Letting industry it's because how can I in the industry lifestyle how has to be different, or should I do it differently? But they want to juggle between being a filmmaker and being a celebrity. So you can't be both. If you want to be a celebrity, focus on being a celebrity. But if you want to be a filmmaker, focus on reality. Look at the toy in different ways. Because at the end of the day, now we change the perspective. If you see things, then you're not a filmmaker. Because you have to change the level. If I would say that Paul watching a high, there's a 6. Like Linakal should be like 6, then I would have to convince you, no, this is 9 as a filmmaker. Because at the end of the day, about how should we listen to film about now? Okay, no, actually, this is like this. It's not like this. So most of filmmakers want to sincerity, and we don't support local. So supporting local, it says you have to make sure that most of it you are how. So that we can support you. We don't support you because you are local, but then even in a high lets you phone maybe I'm going to sleep. I know you can when I'm every day. Like I will make an example. Motohazwa in the morning. There is no use of one hour now Motohazwa with time, you understand? If if you're going to wake up also I can go home or more like up or you go to land and all deep pushing the house, then there is no use of showing us this. But if Motrino mono or then that is something different. So to us as filmmakers, came to really okay, this is different, then it has a purpose. Why are you showing us that particular thing? So most filmmakers lihlo la how as a filmmaker has a lihlo la motho normal le how it's to take risk. Mohlala, I love to see Tokolosi as a filmmaker. I want to see it because I don't believe we're going to a thing, and if it is something I need to see it, I need to study it. And then if you can't take the risk, you're all over Tokolosi as a filmmaker. You understand? So that's how I'm risky, but we also want to be filmmakers kind. So it's a bit different. And to but in general, Lesotho le na le di story tse ngata haholo tse leng hore we need to show people. The world is looking at the stories tsa rona re le Basotho, the reality e teng ka Lesotho, but then we're also focusing on naha tse ding, re shebella di film, and then we want to make them local, so it doesn't work. But let me focus on what we have, local stories, then produce them, make them international. Ke rona ba tla etsa dintho di be international. But we almost everybody in my life, but very long they played a huge role. I have a friend in South Africa that was in Tabong Khabani. Yana and I inclusive from where I was looking at being a filmmaker, and I need exposed, and JT Midupi as well. Yana is an actor. Locally, I want to thank almost every lecturer when that Keza Matsunyani, when that Motaung, kaofela when they played a huge role, because ke mona mo ke leng teng ka bona, you know, and lady colleagues, you know, the film industry ke collaboration, so how to you're playing a huge role now what I couldn't get. So personally, no, everybody are close to me, in a different way.